Imagine voting for president without smartphones, TV ads, or even the right to vote for most people. It's hard to picture now, but the earliest days of American democracy looked nothing like the high-tech, high-stakes elections we see today. Back then, the idea of a national campaign was unheard of, and the process was slow, local, and exclusive. Sounds wild, right? Back in 1789, the very first US presidential election was nothing like today. There were no campaign buses, no televised debates, and no catchy slogans plastered everywhere. Instead, voting was a quiet affair, often held in small town halls or even local taverns. Only land-owning white men could vote, and regular folks didn't even get to pick the president directly. The right to vote was seen as a privilege for the wealthy and powerful, not a basic right for all citizens. Women, Black Americans, Native Americans, and anyone without property were left out entirely. Instead, state legislatures chose special electors, a system we now call the Electoral College. These electors, not the people, actually picked the president. The founders believed this would keep the process orderly and protect against what they called the tyranny of the majority. Over time, things started opening up. The idea that every citizen should have a say in choosing the president slowly took hold, and the rules began to change. States dropped property requirements, and more people gained the right to vote. The 15th Amendment in 1870 finally let African American men vote, and the 19th Amendment in 1920 gave women that right too. These changes didn't happen overnight. People marched, protested, and even risked their lives to make voting more fair and inclusive. The fight for voting rights was long and tough, but it changed the game for good. The civil rights movement of the 1960s brought even more progress, breaking down barriers like poll taxes and literacy tests that had kept many Americans from the polls. Political parties also came onto the scene, bringing us the Democrats and Republicans we know today. These parties organized voters, held conventions, and started to shape the way campaigns were run, making elections more competitive and more public. Conventions, campaign rallies, and debates became huge parts of the process. Candidates traveled the country, meeting voters face-to-face and making their case in front of cheering crowds. The energy and excitement of these events helped turn elections into the national spectacles we recognize now. And when TV hit the scene in the 20th century, everything got flashier. Suddenly millions could watch debates and campaign ads from their living rooms. Candidates had to master not just policy, but also the art of appearing confident and likable on camera. Suddenly, debates could make or break a candidate. A single moment on live TV could sway public opinion and change the course of an election. The Kennedy-Nixon debate in 1960 is a classic example. Viewers who watched on TV thought Kennedy won, while radio listeners favored Nixon. Fast forward to now, and technology is at the center of it all. Social media, smartphones, and the internet have transformed how candidates reach voters and how people get their information. Campaigns are fought on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube as much as on the debate stage. Social media, online ads, early voting, and even mail-in ballots have made voting easier, and sometimes more controversial. Now, voters can cast their ballots weeks before Election Day, and debates about election security and misinformation are hotter than ever. The Electoral College is still around, but lots of people argue it's time for a change. Some say it's outdated and doesn't reflect the will of the people, while others believe it protects smaller states and balances power. No matter what, the story of US elections is about expanding the voice of the people. Each generation has pushed for more inclusion, more fairness, and more ways for every citizen to be heard. And who knows? The next big change could be just around the corner. As technology evolves and society changes, the way we choose our leaders will keep evolving too, always aiming to make democracy stronger and more accessible for everyone.